Hello and welcome to the SingaporeConnect COVID-19 Forum. For those of you joining us the first time, SingaporeConnect is a San Francisco Bay Area-based volunteer-run overseas Singaporean group which was started almost 20 years ago. Since March 15th this year, SingaporeConnect has been facilitating these community updates on the evolving COVID-19 situation in partnership with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Singapore Global Network. We've also had special guest subject matter experts from our community. In our previous sessions, we've addressed the impact of COVID-19 on personal and professional topics like COVID-19 prevention, the search for the COVID-19 cure, mental health during shelter in place, the Singapore-US visa situation, job opportunities in Singapore, education, Singaporean Bay Area restaurants, as well as cooking Singaporean food at home. Today, in our 13th session, by popular request, we will be featuring cooking Singapore food at home again. And this time, we will have live cooking demonstrations by our very own Singapore celebrity chefs Em Lim of Dabao Singapore and Nora Haran. We'll also have Sim of We talk about how we can shop for the Asian groceries we need to make our favorite Singapore dishes. In this segment on cooking Singapore food at home, we'd like to invite Em Lim of Dabao Singapore.
All right, judges, here it is. This is game one of our summer grilling games. And Chef Emily, you had a burger. You're up first. What'd you make us?
I made a plain kiss summer burger with spiced grilled peaches, grilled pickled pepper and chili peppers, and then a little bit of spicy ketchup on the side.
I absolutely love the grill flavor that's coming through in your burger, and that's because you grill so many different elements from the burger itself, peppers, the peaches on there, as well. It adds a nice pop of sweetness that I think is really, really good.
The size of this burger does not seem like you had a small itty-bitty cooler to shop with. This is an enormous burger. I wish that you had done a little bit of editing and just let your grilled vegetables with that spicy ketchup shine. But all in all, it is definitely a summertime classic.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chef.
Hi.
Hello. So indeed, chef that needs no introduction, our local celebrity here from Guys Games, as well as many other things. Now I know what you really think about tomatoes, and well, so I'm learning a lot from just watching you on television. But tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do, just for the rest of the team here who may not have joined us previously.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Em Lim. I moved to California kind of like 5-6 years ago. Graduated from the Culinary Institute of Singapore, of America in Singapore, and I have a background in mass communication, so like I do some marketing and all that. That's why I don't know. There'll be a video playing maybe. I did the editing myself, and I'm very proud. Anywho's, my background in the culinary scene comprises mainly of like fine dining, Michelin star kind of food, but it has never actually been my passion to make Michelin star food. Like it's really good for training, right? Like getting your precision like up to standards. But I feel like I've always felt like there's very little representation of Singaporean food anywhere. And it's always been something that I've wanted to do. So when COVID happened, the entire restaurant industry was destroyed. And that was in March. So I was like, I was feeling a bit sad. I'm like, oh man, like there's so many of my friends who are making like very little money already at work, and all of a sudden they have no jobs, and a number of them are non-Americans, right? I'm not an American too, I'm not a citizen, but the struggles is that they cannot get any EDD, they cannot get any financial aid at all, and on top of that, their countries are barring them from coming in. So I was like, okay, how to help? So I started Dabao Singapore. It wasn't originally called Dabao Singapore. I just started cooking, and people were like, can I hop on your order? I'm like, okay, sure. But then what had happened was our friends who run Makan Place, I don't know if they're running now, but they run Makan Place, and people confusing us with them. And I was like, okay, time to have an online presence. So Erica, who's the pastry chef of Dabao Singapore, she also runs her own like kueh sales at under Medicinal Bakes. We came up with the name together. And then we started going from there. So it's been pretty interesting so far. Our ordering system is basically like order off of a Google form sheet, pre-orders only. Reason being, it helps reduce food wastage and it gives us an idea of how much work we need to put in. So there's a lot of, we can control how much manpower needs to go into making however many food. And as well as it helped me control the rental kitchens that I'm using, because I have to pay like per hour kind of thing for a table, and it's not cheap. So far I have 2 people working under me, and I'm now based in Singapore because I'm stuck here trying to get a visa. So that's why that's what's happening now. And if you like watching culinary cooking shows, I'll be on Food Network TV for the next few weeks.
Awesome. This is great. Well, congratulations. We're so proud to see you online as well, on Food Network. And when is it showing? Every week?
I think every week on Wednesday at 9 p.m. like West Coast time.
That's awesome.
And then just
this with burgers, but I'm super excited to try now. Sorry, Mark.
when we do post the recording, I think it's been posted already. So if you catch the last recording with Em, the one in USA unfortunately only has snippets because it's copyrighted, the video of Food Network. But if you are elsewhere in the world, like Singapore, you can watch most of the segment that Em was on, that grocery competition. It's really cool.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, for making the video happen.
Yes, we're super proud to have you there. And what are you showing us this evening, Em?
So today I'll be doing Chao Dao Kueh, like the fried version, the stir-fry version of a hawker center food. But so what I have in the slides is the recipe for the lo po gao. So I use that as a base. But what I did was I upped the rice flour content to make it more dense so that it's like it holds its integrity as you fry. Because if you were to do like a regular lo po gao recipe, your Chao Dao Kueh will fall apart. That's why I upped the rice flour content for this one. So it's going to be a pretty dense lo po gao if you just have it as a lo po gao. Otherwise, I can show you what it looks like now. I've cut up a few pieces. It kind of looks like bricks. It's damn hard.
Got it.
But this means it will hold. So that's good. So this was prepared 2 days ago and I left it in the fridge with like a plastic wrapped it. It's fine. And I will be showing you guys how to cook it. Do I do it now or do I do it later?
Yeah.
Like now.
Want me to show the video first or?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
so we get an idea.
So I think that just to set the context, the first part is the lo po gao first, right? We do the square pieces. And then the second part where you're going to demo us live is when you convert lo po gao into Chao Dao Kueh. That's awesome. Wow, I didn't realize it was so, it's
too many steps, that's why people just go and buy it. It's just like making a lo po gao takes a day because you need overnight to set. And then you have to if you have no blender, you have to grate it by hand. That's what I did because I don't have a blender at home. So
wow. Well, we're super excited about how, this process and watching you do this because frankly speaking, for the past 20 years, no joke, my husband's been trying to cook Chao Dao Kueh for me. And it's not mastered. So he's sitting at the wings here. We're ready to learn. And I'm going to start the video for the beginning part, right? The part 1, which is making luo po gao.
Welcome to my video on how to make a very gao, luo po gao, also known as Chinese carrot cake. For this video, you're going to be needing a daikon radish, green onion, garlic cloves, rice flour, tapioca flour, dried shrimp, fried shallots, and preserved radish. So I've juiced the daikon and shredded some of it as well, chopped up the preserved radish, green onions, shrimp, and garlic, and set aside the tapioca flour, the rice flour, and crispy shallots for later. The first thing you want to do is bring up to simmer the daikon juice and its shreds. We're cooking it till it's translucent. So while that is happening, mix up the rice flour and tapioca flour and then set it aside. Now that that's done, we're transferring it into a bowl so we can reuse the pan for later. Now I'm adding 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil and I'll be using that to fry my chopped shrimp. We're frying the chopped shrimp till it's golden and brown but not too dark because we'll be frying the chopped garlic along with it as well.
So a good indication of when it's done is when the garlics become aromatic, and that's when you add your lukewarm daikon juice to the pan. Followed by your flour mix, making sure to mix it really quickly and thoroughly before adding in your green onions, your fried shallots, and your preserved radish. Mix it up all together and as quickly as possible, and then transfer that into a bowl, making sure to scrape out all the little bits off your spoon and then packing it into the bowl. Over here, I've set up a steamer that's on high heat, and I'll be cooking the lo po gao for approximately 30 minutes. A good way to check if the lo po gao is done is by poking a cake tester or a chopstick into the middle of it and pulling out to see if it's clean. If it is, cool it down on the side and put it in the fridge overnight. So here you have a lo po gao that's already set and ready to go. I'm going to be squaring off the lo po gao and keeping the circular sides for my Chao Dao Kueh. So this brick can be used to pan fry, and you can serve it to your friends and family, and I will show you just how to do that. Add some oil into your pan and fry your lo po gao on medium to high heat. Once you're done, serve it with dark soy sauce and chili sauce. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make a very gao lo po gao.
Okay, wow, that was awesome. Thank you, Em. That was actually really well done. The cinematography was awesome, and the editing, lots to learn there. Thank you. So really,
I think when we do it on YouTube, we'll just make a direct link so you can probably click on it on the
that's
once you're watching.
Got a link over
Yeah, there's a link right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll make it clickable. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. So what happens next?
So, okay, I'm going to be switching the angle of the camera so you don't see my face. Instead, you see the delicious foods. So give me 1 sec as I adjust it. And I'm going to be taking you guys through the next slide, which is the Chao Dao Kueh slide.
Yeah. So guys, I'm going to leave the slide up so you can see the ingredients and the steps. And then we should all try to focus on her video as well.
Okay, so you can only see this currently. So over here, I have my cutting board. I'm going to be cutting the Chao Dao Kueh, which is in forms of the bricks now. And then I'll be cutting up my green onions. I have the Thai ball here, cilantro that's already picked for garnish, and then garlic for chopping. So I'm just going to do some of these like knife work real quick. Then if you guys have any questions, just like feel free to ask me. Sorry, it's going to be a bit loud. So you kind of want to get like the garlic to be like minced, sort of like in between minced and chopped, because it's just like how the texture should be in a carrot cake. So how I cut, or how we've been taught to cut garlic is like you cut it in slices first, then you go back and cut it the other perpendicular way. So it comes out as little cubes, right? But I mean, obviously this is home cooking. So I like my carrot cake with a lot of garlic. I basically like a lot of flavor in my foods. That's why I love Singaporean cuisine, because it's full of like bold, rich flavors. Okay, so there you have the garlic minced. See? I'm just gonna put it in this little ramekin for later. 1 sec. And then now I'm gonna slice this green onion leaves. You can use the white parts too. I'm just gonna use it for my own. The white parts I'm not using here because I'm gonna use for my own lunch later. So that's that. Okay, this goes in here. so all the stuff's been cut already. Now I'm going to cut up the lopo gao. So this portion or this recipe serves about 2 people. So as you can see, this is like very weirdly shaped, right? Because I put my lopo gao in a bowl. Obviously, you can put it in a rectangular tin. I just didn't have one in my mom's home. Kind of want to cut it to like this size. And it's okay if it's like not even size because it's all cooked already. It's just a matter of like how big a size of the chai dao kueh you want it to be. Some people like it small, some people like it big. I kind of like it in the middle. But if you cut it big, right, you can always break it up more as you cook it on the pan. Speaking of pans, I'm gonna get a pan. I forgot. Okay, I'm back. So the next thing you want to do is we're done with the board. I'm going to move it aside. Like crack the eggs. Use 3 eggs. The more eggs I feel, it also depends. I think 3 is optimal for this recipe. Oh, and then fun tip is if you ever get eggshells in your mix, right, remove the eggshell with another eggshell and it comes out very easily. Because the eggs they have the same membrane, so we'll just stick to it more easily. We mix it up with a chopstick. And then just set it aside for frying later. So here I have an induction with a non-stick frying pan. I think it's very important to use a non-stick frying pan or carbon steel, right? Because if you don't do that, what happens is the chai dao kueh might stick to your pan. And then why I use an induction is because induction cookers can take it up to really, really high heating temperatures. And that's more optimal for crisp levels. I'm gonna start the pan on like medium high. Add some oil. If you have access to pork lard, use that because pork lard is what makes the chai dao kueh amazing. I don't have it right now, so we'll just use regular oil. And then the first thing you want to do is crisp up the chai dao kueh. Because especially for white chai dao kueh, right? One of the components, it's very easy to be like, oh, this chai dao kueh is like a few ingredients only, it should be very easy to make. Wrong. You have to make the chai dao kueh very crispy, so it will be even more shook as you eat it later. If not, it'll be like mousse texture all the way through, and you're eating just like a bowl of. So we're gonna fry that until it gets crisp. This might take a second. And then the ingredients you need, right? I'll just run it through as you guys watch this cook. It's fish sauce, obviously the fresh ingredients. And then if you want to make it dark, right, dark soy sauce. You can use ketchup manis, which is the Malay version, but it's just going to be a lot sweeter than the regular Chinese dark soy sauce. And then obviously chili, if you have sambal belacan, that's great. I didn't have it, so I'm going to use this salsa picante volcanic hot sauce, which would work too because it's spicy and has fish sauce in it. Yeah. So I don't know if you all know this, like as I learned how to make Chao Dao Kueh, right, or any of the Singaporean dishes, I just like to say sorry, but no Singaporean dishes are healthy at all. Like literally, there's like almost no nutritional value, but it tastes amazing. I mean, the reason being why a lot of Singaporean foods also don't have a lot of nutritional value is because our country is not a country that produces fresh produce and like animals. So we rely on a lot of imported foods, which is why I think like it's very doable to do Singaporean food in a lot of countries, so long as it's an Asian market with Southeast Asian ingredients. So you can see it's like getting brown on the few sides. Just keep going. Then as the heat carries through the local cow, it will soften up a little bit because it's steaming itself on the inside. Okay, I'm just gonna add more oil to make it fry faster because I don't think y'all want to see this fry for like 5 minutes. So the brownness level is almost there. I'm gonna let it go for about like 1 more minute before I start adding the other ingredients to it. So I'm gonna be adding the type of, there's no salt added to any of the components, including like local cow, because the Thai oil, which is preserved radish, is very heavily salted already, and this is what you're going to be using as part of the seasoning for your carrot cake. Kind of like get that going. I'm going to lower the heat now so that things don't burn. And at this point, I'm going to add the garlic too, but I'm going to fry it at one side for a little bit first before adding it, mixing it in with the carrot cake. Okay. See, oh, temperature too high. Okay. So now I'm gonna add my fish sauce. I'm gonna add a little bit of my green onions. The rest I can use for garnish. And then I'm gonna pour the egg that's already been mixed over it. And I'll let that crisp up on its own on like medium heat. Yeah. And it's overheating. Okay. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit so the rest of the uncooked egg can get into the pan. And as you can see, the lumps of carrot cakes are kind of stuck to the eggs, right? That's kind of what you want. I'm gonna start flipping it. Then let it crisp some more. Smoosh it down. At this point, if you want to add chili, please go ahead. So you're gonna let this cook. If you want the chai dao kueh, you're gonna let this cook for about like 30 seconds to 1 more minute until you get like the ultimate crisp level of your eggs, right? But because I like my chai dao kueh dark, I'm gonna add the dark soy sauce to it.
Could you show us what brand is it again? The dark soy sauce?
This one I got from Singapore, so I don't know.
Okay.
It says, well, I can't read it. It's in Chinese. My Chinese is terrible.
Superior dark soy sauce. We'll go with that.
There's a kind of soy sauce I'm using.
Great. Thank you.
I'm gonna add a little bit more. Don't be shy. This whole thing should be black in color. So there you have it. I'm gonna go grab a plate and plate it just to show you guys the end result.
Definitely looks yummy. I feel like you might need help finishing this. Any questions, folks on the line here, on how she cooked this? Looks like you don't need a pan, to create a lot of heat. A normal.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it at home too. It's not gonna be a big issue. It's just like in hawker centers, the reason why they can give you the chai dao kueh in like 5 minutes is because there's a very high BTU level. They're using very, very hot, very, very high heat levels. It's fast cooking. So it's kind of garnish. And this is the point where we'll be like, 你要辣椒吗? And then you're like, okay, 我要辣椒. And then you'll be like, okay, 辣椒on the side. And there you go. Okay.
Oh,
Carrot cake.
thank you. Oh,
Hope that was entertaining for you. Trying to keep it entertaining for all of you. Practicing shelter in place.
Oh, great. Well, thank you very much.
No problem.
So I think I have a question here. Yan or Emily, any recommendation for ready-made carrot cake we can use to fry Chai Dao Kueh?
Honestly, like I've only had carrot cake. I managed to buy a carrot cake from New Meiwai in the Richmond in San Francisco. And it's only one brand that does it. Unfortunately, I didn't take note of what the brand was. But it's Vietnamese produce, and then if Vietnamese produce, so I think any store that is Vietnamese or Chinese would have it. If they don't, then they just try the next Chinese store. It's not a very common ingredient, especially not in small Asian markets. The bigger Asian markets definitely have them.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yes, my mom.
Hopefully you can work with Yan to get the ingredients. Yan, we're counting on you to help us get that stocked up.
I will figure it out.
Awesome. Thank you. As well as the dark salt.
Yan carries it. In it's there. It's just out of stock.
Oh.
I saw, yeah.
Got it. Mm.
So is it going to come like a restaurant bundle except it's named after M?
Yeah.
Hence chai dao kueh.
Yeah.
So why not?
Combo. We'll be looking out for that. Thank you so much, Yan. Thank you so much, Emily. This was awesome. Very exciting. I don't see any questions coming through, but if there are any, they'll come through the chat window, and I will certainly pass them over to you. And by the way, I actually think this is a nutritious meal, Em. It's got carbs, it's got proteins, you put egg in it, it's got vegetable typo, right? And onions.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but like very like micro amounts, right? Obviously, there's some vitamins and minerals in the cilantro, green onions, and garlic. But it's just like,
yeah, I know. We're pushing it. I get it.
Yeah.
So this is awesome. Thank you again. And just stay on in case we have any questions.
Okay.
Perfect.